Hey, it's Dan. Welcome back. This is iAllegedly, and got a good one for you today. I'm back out at the Great Park. Everybody was asking me to come out while the balloon was, operating, and go during operating hours, Dan. So I'm doing that, and I'd swing by the soccer field first. But I want to talk to you about what people say could be the biggest scam of our lifetime. The biggest scam of our lifetime. It's a total scam, but before I get into it, please take a second. As always, hit the like button, like the video. This is a video you're going to want to share. So share the video, forward it to people, send it, hit the share button on it. And today we have a sponsor, Ageless Collagen, which I will talk about later. I love this park. This is located where the old El Toro Marine Base was. And it's very spacious. They, built a concert facility here. They built I think there's 30 soccer fields here, plus a semi-pro soccer stadium here. It's a pretty cool spot. But there's a man, Balmir Bala, who bought a F-150, lightning truck. And his truck, he thought he was just doing a wonderful thing. $115,000 for a truck, pickup truck, 115 grand. And electric truck, he needed it for his business. He thought he could tow things with it, take his family on vacations, and boy, was he sorely mistaken. So first things first, he had to upgrade, get a charging unit inside his house, and they said, no. You need a charging unit at your house and at your office. Well, that was $10,000 for that, okay? Plus, he needed to upgrade his meter. So electric meter at his house was not powerful enough, so he had to upgrade that. How much was that? $6,000. So he does that to the tune of $6,000. And when you add it all up, both charging units for 10G a piece, it was almost $130,000 for everything, okay? For a truck, guys. So first things first, he starts using it and he realizes that he cannot get a full charge out of the vehicle. And that when he goes to the quote quick charging stations, he can only get 90%. And the one big problem that this guy has is that the charging is very expensive. He's getting 90% of a charge. He's going to be able to go 215 miles, which is nothing, guys, nothing. Okay, I drove almost 170 miles already today, and I stayed within the county. I've just been all over the place today. Okay. So 215 miles, and he's spending more than he was spending with gasoline. Okay? And he was furious about this. Then he took his wife and daughters on a trip, and he lives in Winnipeg, and he was driving to the States. And first trip was to Fargo, North Carolina, and drives to Fargo, North Dakota. I said Carolina. North Dakota, pardon me. And goes to Fargo, and realized that the charging stations were few and far between. And then he goes to the quote free charging stations, and the adapters wouldn't work. The charging units were broken. The charging stations were broken. So he starts calling Ford to say, hey, how do I charge this car? How do I get along this trip? Don't worry about it. You'll find another one. There's another one 51 miles away. Wait a second. It says I've got 30 miles on my charge here. Oh, you should make it. You should be fine. It's insane, guys. Absolutely insane. So he goes out, he starts charging. It took hours. They'd sit places for 6 and 8 hours to charge the car. He finally gets it to Detroit area and then has to turn the car in. He says, I can't do this. I've got to rent a car. So he drops the car off at Ford and ends up renting a gasoline vehicle. So once again, guys, this is ridiculous. Okay, this is something that we're all being told how we have to go green and do all this stuff. But this man is living proof that when you buy these cars, they don't always work out. Now, here's the worst part is that this guy got into a fender bender that was kind of notorious because he just damaged the front of the car. Nothing major. Well, Ford had the car for 6 months to fix it, that he was without the car. And it was an incredibly expensive, repair that was in excess of $35,000 for the repair. Pass. He's like, this is the biggest scam of our lifetime, and nobody seems to get it. There's no way to run these vehicles efficiently. There's no way to travel across country efficiently. I'm telling you this right now. We're going to hear about robberies at the charging stations. It's going to happen because you have all these people just sitting there that can't leave, that can't do anything, and they are sitting ducks. So that's going to happen. Now, Ford, when people reached out to Ford for comment, Ford said, hey, listen, you have to understand things like weather. This is my favorite line. Weather can affect your vehicle and the range. Plus, geography can affect it. What does that mean, guys? Seriously, how does geography affect it? So if I'm here in Orange County in Irvine, California, I'm going to have different mileage than somebody in Toledo, Ohio. That's insanity. Okay, I thought you had to have gas mileage, restrictions and requirements for your vehicle. Let's walk over to the balloon and see if it's going up and down or not. Let's talk about our sponsor, Ageless Multi-Collagen. The first thing I do every day is I open up my collagen, I put a big scoop inside my coffee. It is absolutely fantastic. It is essential for your hair health, your nail health, and your skin health. But most importantly for me, it has completely eliminated my joint pain. Collagen has been considered a wonder drug. If you go to healthwithdan.com, you can save 51% off the regular price. Do it today, healthwithdan.com. But think about this. When we are 20, we have an abundance of collagen in our system. The older we get, we lose about 15% a year, and basically we have half the collagen in our 50s that we did in our 20s. Take a look at Ageless Multi-Collagen today. I'm telling you guys this. I have taken this for 3 months now. It has made a huge difference in my life. So many of you have ordered it. It's from the great company of BioTrust. They have shipped over 15 million products, and second to none. It's basically 5 different types of collagen from 4 premium sources. It's 10 grams of biopeptides that you put into any beverage, and it will make a huge difference for you. But go to healthwithdan.com. Look at my skin, look at my nails, look at my hair. It's fantastic, and I really attribute it to this. Try it today, healthwithdan.com. The hot air balloon is up there. It's moving again, guys. It's kind of exciting. It's tethered to the ground. So the mystery has been solved. Why does it just go straight up and straight down? Solved. So kind of cool. We'll walk over there and get a better view of it. But first things first, guys. We talked a lot about people that live in their vans. And there's an association that someone sent me, homeonwheels.org, that they're accepting donations because they want people to understand that the nomad way of living, with this free lifestyle is amazing. Well, it's one thing to live in your RV. It's one thing to travel across the country. It's another thing to park a dilapidated RV that does not move and call it a home. That's a scam. That's what's happening with these van lords in LA. So, unbelievable, okay? So, take a look at that. The link is below for this place and the association. They accept donations and things like that. William sent me the story about Smithfield, who is closing 35 more hog processing plants. So, do people not eat bacon, pork, sausage, ham steak? I mean, is it just done? Well, according to Smithfield, they're going to close 35 locations. And this thing is way up there. Look at that. Woo. Okay. So thank you, William, for that story. Read that. But this is concerning, guys, because what's going to happen is you're going to have food shortage 2024, and nobody wants to hear about this. Oh, you're just a doom and gloomer. Guys, I'm prepared. I have food. I have, my Patriot Supply. I have different things in my house that are going to make it so I can live for a very long time. And then hidden in the stash house and different places is all that stuff too. Food, water, supplies, everything. Okay? That's what Dan's got. So you can make up your mind and do what you want to do, but you should prepare for this. Now, here's the one thing. From being a writer, I love writing. The thing that I love the most about writing, which was what makes this channel good, is I love the research. I love researching crime. I love researching different things that people have done, whether they've made a lot of money, lost a lot of money, or stole a lot of money. I love to research that because it's fascinating with how these people do it. And again, I've read and seen so many criminals that did things that were insanely brilliant. If they just would have applied themselves, and you've seen this on, American Greed 1,000 times, where if these people just would apply themselves, they wouldn't be broke. They wouldn't need to steal. They would just be smart businessmen. Nah, it takes too much work. Okay, I'd rather steal it. Look at this thing. That thing is way up there, man. So, another thing with AI that's absolutely fascinating, let me get a better angle for you guys, is we've all heard about AI writing books, AI writing songs, Elvis releasing a new song, different bands. Dean Martin's got a new hit out, crazy things like this. Well, there's a writer named Jane Friedman who got wind, hey, I just saw your latest book, and it's interesting. Well, here's the thing. People out there, scoundrels, criminals, gangsters, okay, went out and took Miss Friedman's books and duplicated the type of stories and wrote books like they were written by her on using AI. Now, isn't that terrible? Now, here's the thing. Here's what I would do. I would sue everybody. I'd sue the platform. I would sue every single person involved with that, because understand this, someone is collecting that money. Someone is getting paid for that. And that's where you file a John Doe lawsuit and watch the sea urchins come out of the closet, okay? Because everybody thinks they pull the perfect crime off every now and then, and they don't. And then when you catch them and they start to, make up stories like they're going to do with Miss Friedman, it's awful. But someone's getting paid for that. Someone is responsible for that. Mark my words. So it's awful, guys. But this is the beginning of this. And think about this, to sit there and hear about your favorite band. I don't want to hear fake Elvis tunes. I don't want to hear fake Frank Sinatra. Look at what you've got from him. When you see like the Elvis movie and you see the tragic life that guy lived, and his daughter and everything around that guy. I mean, it was a sad, sad story, but that's it. That's the end of it, guys. And the problem with it is that's what makes these miserable people so creative sometimes. Okay. And again, I've written better when there's been angst in my life than when everything's going great. Really. So Miss Friedman, I really feel sorry for her, but CNN said, oh, this is the price of AI. No, it's not. It's criminality live. So think about this. Imagine if John Grisham, somebody started, hey, this is a new John Grisham book called The Great Park. And, we just duped it using his mannerism because he's got them. Okay. But everybody should get sued for that. And mark my words, I hope it happens. Okay. It's coming down, guys. It's getting closer again. So the balloon today is actually closed because of the wind. And they have a lot of movement today. But it's actually free to go on. You can see how, look at this thing, how it's moving a lot. Yeah. Let's do a new segment called Is It Wrong? Is it wrong that I want to see this thing get untethered and take off? So I want them to go up in the wind? Is it wrong? I think that would just be so awesome. Because man, oh man, I've seen this thing hundreds of times and it's just moving a lot right now. Couple other stories that are fascinating. News Corp, their earnings are off 80% right now. And, they're having a very difficult time right now trying to be profitable in this marketplace. But they say AI is going to be the greatest thing ever. And AI is going to save them. So fascinating that companies losing all this money and they're talking about how AI is going to be the same thing. Now, flash forward to Australia, and Australia has a news agency that says that their AI programs create 3,000 news stories a week. You don't need writers, guys. You don't need anything. You just search other news, you search what's going on in the world, and you can go out there and you too can own yourself a news agency. So whether you're in Australia, you're here in Orange County, California, it makes no difference. But this is the end, guys, of journalism. That simple. And, we're talking about the real estate and how real estate is going to be affected by AI and what you're going to see in the future. Thank you guys very much. What they're going to see in the future is you're going to see AI affect real estate prices. And again, I know a lot of people that think real estate agents are an absolute scam. And, it's one thing when you have somebody negotiate in your behalf that know what they're doing. I know so many people that say, Dan, my real estate agent won't call me back. What do I do? Dan, I'm trying to make an offer on this house and I don't have an agent. What do you do? I'm telling you, every industry is loaded with inefficient people that don't know what they're doing. But this is shaking out right now because so many people are quitting working in the real estate industry. So the one thing I think that's going to be devastating is they're talking about how we're going to see AI handle the appraisals. And I've talked to every real estate agent says that they want a human being's hand in this, because what it does, guys, is it really does make it that you're trying to say that my house is the same as every house in the street. Where I live, there's a guy 5 houses down who I noticed last summer he did a bunch of work, and this summer painting the house, redoing the steps, all this lighting gets done. It's really world class. And I just said, wow, your house looks great. And just the new paint is fantastic. He goes, I'm the luckiest guy in the world. My father-in-law comes here for 2 weeks every summer and we can't get him to stop working. So that's where that's at. But you don't think that guy's house is worth a little bit more than somebody else's on the street? No, Dan, it's not. It's comps, Dan. It's comps. Okay? It's not comps, guys. But again, you need to have somebody's hand in that and just not have it be an AI festival. First Republic, that bank, again, I hate fat cats. I hate lazy fat cats that think that they're better than you and I do. I hate country club, blue blood ass clowns, okay? That's why I can't stand guys like Jamie Dimon, who went to the board of directors for his bank, for Chase, JP Morgan Chase, and said, hey, listen, so-and-so makes the same amount of money as me, and voted himself a $500,000 raise so he could make $36,500,000. You heard me, okay? First Republic, their jet's for sale right now. So you can go out and buy the jet for the bank. Now just think of all the shenanigans that went on that jet, okay? And the fact that a bank needs a jet, why is that? Okay, seriously, why do you need a jet for your bank? Oh, damn, we're doing, the bank's work, man. We're doing, we're going to go to Aspen. We're going to go to Vail. We're going to go to wine country and hang out with our rich friends, okay? We're doing what's got to be done. But you can buy that jet, guys. Look, the article's below. You can buy the First Republic jet. Again, these people don't go to jail. None of these fat cats ever go to jail. It's the other people that go to jail, not these people. So let me know what you think about this so far. It's super windy out here, so it's going to be interesting to see. Look at this thing just move. Can you tell it's just really whipping? So it's tethered to the ground with this huge cable that looks like, it would stop a freight train. But interesting, guys. So share your thoughts on all this stuff. Speaking of planes, what's fascinating is there's a man, Liam Kavanagh, who went out and he had an investment that was amazing. I mean, you'd make an absolute fortune. There's no way you can lose on it. And he is in the UK and he convinced different counties like Thurrock and the Council of Thurrock to invest in his solar farm to the tune of 655 million pounds. Okay? In American money, that's a lot. Okay, let's put it that way. But Liam went out and bought himself jewelry, a plane, a lot of things. And the problem with it is the thing lost money, and it was basically loans that they gave this guy. So man, oh man, I mean, it's just like when you get a good plane story, they just keep coming, you know? So I love how we're starting to learn all this problems with, solar farms. The other thing that somebody sent me, which I haven't been able to fully investigate yet, was the problem with disposal of solar energy panels. And it's going to be an issue. It's going to be an environmental issue, and people don't want to talk about that yet because solar energy panels do not last forever. Here's the one thing that when I worked at Solar City during my divorce that I couldn't understand from growing up in the construction industry is, and I would raise my hand, hey, I got a question. Why is it that we're giving a 20-year warranty on something that you say has a 10-year life to it? Dan, you're a fun killer. Why do you ask questions like that? Why do you do that just to disrupt the flow of everything? Oh, okay. How about the fact that an inverter has a 10-year life and you're giving it a 20-year warranty? Again, just sell the payment. Sell the payment, Dan. No, okay? You're helping change the world. No, I'm not. Okay? Anyways, that's just me. Next thing is we're going to see the student loan payments get resumed. How about this? Almost 50% of the people, 50% say that they are going to be in arrears immediately with these payments. Guys, that's insane. That's unbelievable. Okay? Almost 49% of those people say that. Now, when you ask all these people, what'd you do with the money? We didn't prepare. We thought they were going to forgive it. When we thought in March of 2020, when they gave up on this, that this was going to be the end of us ever paying for our student loans. Can you believe that? That's what a lot of people, they said that. Now, how about this? 47% of these people have said they have not saved $1, not a dollar, towards their student loan debt. Hello. Guys, this is a huge problem, guys. So, think about this. 53% of the people that took this survey said right now we're having trouble paying our bills today. 53%. Now, God love these people. I feel for everybody. And man, oh man, I get people that write me every day and say, what should I do? Okay? Well, you guys have to understand this right now. I don't care who you are. I don't care how wealthy you are. You have to have an emergency fund. I had a meeting with my accountant this morning. And we were talking about, Dan, take your own advice, make sure you're saving money. And okay, so explain to him my point. Oh, that's a really good way of doing it. Yeah, because if I have $8 left over, guys, it's my $8 to do what I want with. I can go buy a plane. Go buy the First Republic plane with my $8. Okay. So this place is great, guys. All this fun stuff to do. This is acres and acres and miles of parks. Okay. I mean, I could never cover it, to say the least. All these kids are out here playing on got the slides and the swings and stuff like that. Just very cool. But the student loan debacle, I personally, I think they're going to kick the can down the road one more time. I think that they're going to give these people another 6-month reprieve. And that's what I think is going to happen. So let me know, guys, what you think about this. But you borrowed the money. What did you do with it? Did you go buy a Toyota RAV4 like that one guy did? And, not get a good job and not pay your bills? Think about this. It's ridiculous. We're supposed to believe that this is all going to be okay and get forgiven. No, guys, it's not. The stimulus days are over. I had somebody, this is August, July. Is it true that there's going to be a stimulus check around October? No, not a chance, guys. Not a chance. Those days are done, guys. So let me know what you think about all this. And, this is never ending. And the problem with it is you've got to pay your bills off. You've got to plan it. I had dinner with my brother last night, and he's the guy that got me out of debt. And he's the guy that got me to start this channel. So I always have to thank him. He always has to remind me, as my big brother, how smart he is. And but he really is brilliant with a few things. And that is that People hide from stuff like this. And I told them about this, and that years ago, 25, gosh, more than that, 30 years ago, okay? 35 years ago, bought a house, okay, in my 20s, and had an adjustable payment. Who cares? It's going to be great. And my payment went from $1,700, and I got a new payment statement. And I said, I'll open that later when I'm in the mood to see what the new payment's going to be. And I wasn't in the mood for a few days. Finally, I opened it. My payment went from $2,700 to from $1,700 to almost $2,700, which at the time was an insane amount of money. And I was like, wow, this is terrible. Problem is, people don't plan for things like that. They don't plan for that. And nobody does. So sold the house, got out of that. I'm going to finish this video with these last few stories. And I want to remind everybody that an email just went out. So if you're not on the email list, join it today. And if you are on the email list already, check your spam filter and make sure you got it. I got a special video message. And I always love your feedback from the emails. But Carl sent me an email talking about how his sister works at Nissan. And her husband works for Lexus in Connecticut, and business is dead. Dead, dead, dead. So guys, the auto industry has got a major problem. Everything has got a major problem right now. Get yourself ready. They interviewed all these different bosses, and 80% of them said they all had the same regret. How they handled back to work. Now, again, you're in charge. Let me tell you how I'm in charge. You have to listen to me. What I say goes. We deal with a lot of people like this. This is what made a tremendous amount of people my age and older quit their jobs during 2020, 2021, and 2022, because they weren't going to work for these kids that learned about management from a book. Okay? There's that. 80% of these managers said that they regret, bosses was in quotes, that they regret how they brought people back to work and how they did return to work. So huge problem with this, okay? So again, not thinking it out, not thinking it thoroughly, not having a game plan, not having incentives to have people come back to work. It was show up or else, and a lot of people quit. You've got 56% of the people saying that they want to work remotely for the rest of their lives. 56%. You don't think that's going to affect businesses, office space, communities, dry cleaners, nail salons, everything, your local sandwich shop? It is. It's going to. Final story was out of Holland. There was a Dutch guy that was arrested for shoplifting, and he had a bird on his shoulder, and they arrested the bird as well. So the bird made it to Instagram, made it to jail. You can read the story. So it's a true jailbird. Get it? But they didn't have a regular bird cage for the bird, so they had to put the bird in a cell. So they got a lot of press for this. Isn't this cute? Utrecht, anyways, that's the name of the city or the province or whatever you guys call it there. But the bird got arrested. That's a big deal, so just could have flown out the jail cell door, but it liked the bread and water that it got. And literally they gave it bread and water. So always hit the like button, always hit the subscribe button, nail that, pound that bell notification so you get notified of everything I'm doing. I have another call, so I got to get this, okay? Onward and upward, guys. I'll see you real soon.